Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jennifer. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Today I have a fabulous Gemini hack for using, you got it, the Sizzix 3D folders, because they don't work normally in your machines. Now, you just saw my new Gemini 2. I'm going to show you on the regular Gemini, the plates, it all works the same. I've checked it, but because everyone still has this and only a few people have the new one. So yeah, Sizzix 3D are super thick compared to other folders. Let me see if I can pull that out. And they well, you can see I've used that a few times, but they're so thick, they don't normally go through here. And it took a while, and let me just show you, and I had been trying this a while ago, to come up with the right combo, because some would, I don't know if you could see, it was going through, but depending on the paperweight and things, it would crack it if you had too much shim, you know, or too thin of a paper. You can see it actually ripped it. Some were only getting partial bits, like if it wouldn't put the extra, what do you call it, embossing, the dry embossing on there. So I had to try a bunch of times in weights and things to get that. Or like here, you can see not enough pressure. So the outline, yes, it looks really pretty, but all the other good stuff isn't in there. So it took a bunch of trial and errors with different weight shims. I used medium weight, copy paper weight, and it did come out. This is my system anyway, to show you how they did come out. So eventually, if you look with my system, we got it to where using the medium weight, I mean, I hope you can see, it is so cool. You can see it on the front and the back, but this is like a pearl cardstock, beautiful. Then the second one I have, and I only had 3 of these because I picked them up at, I didn't know if they would work. I picked them up at Hobby Lobby like last year, I guess, maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago when they were doing a clearance. This one you can finally see, so you get the impressions on at least a majority of them, and that was a tricky one. Here, look at this. I mean, is that not the most gorgeous flower? And yeah, I did it on the foil, but oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. Look at that. And it's on everywhere it's supposed to be. So how we did that, I'm going to show you real quick, and well, let me show you. So what you're going to use is your cutting plate. Okay. Sorry, let me get this. Your cutting plate. I know we're kind of crunched because I have my new machine. Can you see it over here covered in stuff already? It's a shelf already. We'll just use this. We want to put our, let me make sure I've got it the right way. Yep, this way up. So I'm just going to throw in, and this is a medium weight. This is not like the heavy duty crap. This is Recollections, I think, from Michael's. Okay, so we're just going to toss that in there. I should probably try and make it a little straighter. Okay. Then I'm taking a piece of cardstock, 300 GSM. So what, for me, it came to was the combination of the paper in there and the cardstock shim, because when I used the thinner ones it ripped. If I used a thinner shim it ripped. So you might be able to use a thicker cardstock in here and thinner on top, and I wish I could calculate all that for you, but I haven't. So you take those, you're going to just, sorry for the crunch for space, put them together, take your metal shim. That's it. That's how you get it to work. Let me try and slide this out of the way. Sorry, you hear my mess falling. Okay, here we go. And we'll put our shim over here. And there you have it. So I'm so excited to be able, I'm like, oh, now I can go buy more of these. And so very, I think, see, look, there's one little teeny tiny blip there. So, you know, again, but I think it looks fantastic. So there you go. And we'll try one more on here just so you can see, you know, not a fluke. It works really well. And now, you know, keep in mind, everybody's machine is going to be a little bit different pressure. So you might need to play around just slightly with the exact combination. But this is what I found worked for mine. And it was a bunch of trial and error, but it works and I'm happy. So let's put the next one through. And if you saw my other one, I guess this is about, what, 14 seconds, since the other one's a little bit quicker. So I can live with the extra 2 seconds here. And let's take a peek. And look at that. So, how fabulous. I don't know if you can see that. Am I getting it in there? Does that look? Love it, love it, love it. And this was a question that came up in the comments a bunch. So, I just addressed somebody else. So, there you go. Okay, so now let's look at Anna. Anna Griffin. You can use her. There is a way to use it in your Gemini. You just have to have the right combination. If you don't, you either don't get the embossing, like here, which is gorgeous. And yes, you know, depending on the thickness of the paper, always, I don't spritz them. I don't do the baby wipe. I don't do any of that. I mean, maybe it's just me being lazy. But even, like, look at the little, and you see how well that worked on there? The little, all the little dots and everything. Okay, so let's get right to that one. So again, we're going to, and of course I picked a large one because, you know, that's what you're going to use. Of course, hers have these gorgeous large dies. That's what we want to use. Okay, so this piece of, this one's Tonic, I believe. Their paper, pretty, I think it's called Electric Purple. We're going to throw down our die here, and I try and put it, you know, like they say, always on a slight angle, just so you're not putting all the pressure at one spot at one time. And let me see where my tape is. Okay, tape that down. So you're going to use this just like you would any other time. You put your shim, magnet, and your top cutting plate on there. Which, as you see, mine always goes through the same way because it's never warped in, you know, however many years I've had it. Which is why I think people say keep one plate, then when the other one's shot, you can, you know, put that. You're not losing two at a time. So I always keep the top one separate. Okay, so we want to take this out. Now, what you're going to do, because now we're going to emboss. So, as you know, you need to keep the paper. Look at all that. Oh my gosh. Obviously, it cut out well. But you have to flip that over. Then put in Anna's mat. So basically, I mean, I don't even know if I really consider this hack, because the truth is, you have to have her mat. If you want to emboss, you have to have her mat. Make sure it covers up. It does stick out just a slight bit, but it works great. And then all you're doing is you're putting your plate, die, your paper, Anna's mat, and your plate back over it. That's it. No shim. And don't use your Gemini embossing mat, because it will just cut through it, and you will have, which we've all done at times, let's face it, we put things wrong, or magnets or whatever, but yeah, it will cut through it. Okay, now it feels like it's forever. Okay, so let's take this out, and as you can see, it cut right out. Didn't need anything with it, and look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? And just to show you, I did do it also on a 300 GSM, just cardstock, 300 GSM cardstock, this Crafter's Companion. So it does cut it out just as well. When you look up close, you can see, you know, it's just not as pronounced as when, which is why she always uses, I think, the foiled, matte foil paper. So here's thin recollections, this is definitely thicker foils, the two of them, you can see. So you can see there is probably, I don't know, I can't really tell too much as far as the difference in depth or anything like that. To me, these look the same. And then 300 GSM. So if you wanted to use, I would just recommend, I wanted to use the heaviest. But if you use, like, again, a 220 or something, 215, 80 pound, you'd probably get a little more definition out of it. But that's it. Those are the tricks. And isn't that a whole lot of pretty? So thank you so much for watching. I hope that helps, because I know I did get several comments in the last video comparing the new and the old Gemini. And yes, I ran them through. It works exactly the same on the new one, but that would, you know, technically, I don't know, is that voiding your warranties? Like, I didn't want to put that on because everybody has this one. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions or things you want me to try, drop it in the comments. And I'd love it for you to subscribe, or especially leave me comments, because I really do like chatting with all of you. So bye for now.